Hi, in this week's video I'm in the Audi E-Tron and I will be showing you 5 ways that it's better than my Tesla. Yes, that hurts me to say that. Anyway, let's get cracking. So one thing that is really noticeable in here is the volume levels. I'm doing 70 miles an hour on a fairly kind of average bit of the A1, and the actual noise coming into the car or created by the car, it is minimal. I mean, if I had the radio on, I wouldn't hear anything really, I don't think. But it is a much quieter and a much more refined, at least volume-wise, place to be than the Tesla. Okay, so I'm doing 70 miles an hour. It's difficult to know how well these are going to come across on the camera, but it is substantially louder in here than it is in the Tesla. Now it's substantially louder in here than it is in the Audi. I don't mind, but it is noticeably louder in here. So when it comes to build quality, it's really obvious that Audi and the Audi group have been making cars for over 100 years. On early Teslas, it was very obvious that Tesla have been making cars for a few days, I imagine. So in my Tesla, I would say with regards to build quality, I've had to get more things fixed in my 14 months of ownership than I have on any other car I've bought new. I would say the actual way that this is put together, it has been, the interior in here is actually really good. It's really good, it's really solid. Here's a 2016, so a car that Tesla lent me. So this car was 3 years old when Tesla lent me it. It had done 50,000 miles. So I guess what I'm saying is if you're buying a brand new Tesla, you should be okay. Things are put together well. If you're buying an older Tesla, then yeah, just watch for a few build quality issues. I mean, saying that, even in the Tesla owners group, there's people with brand new cars where the lights have misted up because they're full of water. There's spoilers not put on properly. And I know that happens with every manufacturer. I do think it happens more with Tesla. Everything in here is just superb. All the gaps are great. The build quality is great. The finish is superb. Look at the steering wheel. Look at that stitching around there. There has been a lot of time and effort spent on the interior of this car, making it a really high quality place to be. But the seats, look, this car has been put together very, very well. So my Tesla's on 21-inch wheels, which are the same as the E-Tron, but the E-Tron's got big fat tyres and I've got very low profile tyres. So the E-Tron is definitely a comfier ride than this. I quite like a sporty ride, so I quite like this, but my wife does say that sometimes she finds it a little bit bumpy. I've driven 3 or 4 Model S's on 19-inch wheels. So on the 19-inch wheels, I don't think they look as good, but the ride is more comfortable. However, not as comfy as the Audi. It's a comfier place to be. I mean, I love my Tesla, but the suspension setup on here, the air suspension, I would say is better than my Model S. I've got a pre-Raven Model S, so I'd be interested to drive one from, say, mid-2019 onwards, just to see if there's improvements in this, because I know there is improvements in the suspension. But currently, the E-Tron just edges it for comfort. So the autopilot functionality on the Tesla is far superior to the Audi. So the Tesla's got 1 radar sensor, it's got 8 cameras, and it's got 12 sonar sensors. So there's 21 things kind of watching the road for you or sensing things as you drive along. It is a much better system. However, one aspect in the Audi is better than the Tesla, and that's the automatic cruise control. And automatic cruise control is when, if you're driving along car and you've got the car set to 70, the car in front slows, then rather than just go straight in the back of it, then the Audi will slow. If the car speeds up, then this will speed up. So because it's only got like this one ACC sensor, it seems to be able to make kind of almost better decisions. So with the Tesla, for instance, if I drive 100 miles in a Tesla, I'm probably going to expect maybe 1 or 2 instances of phantom braking. So that's when the car sees a shadow, or it sees a lorry or a bridge. Something spooks these 21 sensors, which causes the car to slam on the brakes, which I'm used to now, but it's not convenient. I haven't had any instances of the Audi phantom braking in the few hundred miles I've driven it. Maybe it will, I don't know, but it certainly hasn't got anywhere close to indicating to me that it's going to phantom brake. And the other thing which I really like is when a car's in front of you and you're behind it and it changes lanes, or it comes off a dual carriageway or a single carriageway, the Tesla really slows down almost to a stop sometimes until that car's completely off the carriageway that you're on, before not that quickly gaining speed again. The Audi is better, so it kind of waits for the cars. Siri's talking to me. So when with the Audi, as the car's coming off and nearly off, it kind of picks it up better and it goes back up to speed better. So another win for Audi, and it's quite a relaxed system. So I would say the Audi automatic cruise control is kind of like half German and half old West Indian. So it's extremely efficient, but very sort of laid back as well. And before you accuse me of stereotyping, it's you that's just decided which one's which. So another way that the Audi beats the Tesla is the noise that the wipers make. Let's see if you can hear them at all. So that's the noise the wipers make. So to give you some context, I'm going to change lanes, so I'll put the indicator on in a minute. But that is whisper quiet. Listen to the indicator. So hopefully that gives you some sort of context for sound. Right, let's test those Tesla wiper blades and the motor. Actually, the motor's quite noisy. So I'm going to simulate rain here. I don't know how well that's coming across, but they're really a lot noisier than the Audi, and also the motor's a lot noisier. So I've pulled over just in case I didn't come across one on the video, and let me simulate some rain. I don't know if you can hear the wipers and the motor. They're just a lot louder. So the final thing I like about the Audi is how it shows the energy usage. So in the Tesla, it shows watt hours per mile, which is fine if you can work it out. Okay, so here's what I mean. So if we look at this morning, since 10 a.m. I've driven 7 miles. It took me 13 minutes. I've done that at 314 watt hours per mile. Since the last charge, I've been doing 318 watt hours per mile, and on a test, I've done an efficiency test compared to the E-Tron. I've averaged 305 watt hours per mile. And what does that mean? It's like everyone else in the EV world is working in Celsius, but Tesla are working in Fahrenheit. Yes, efficiency is being measured, but why did Tesla use a different metric to everyone else? It's just really hard to compare a Tesla to another car without doing a mathematical sum. I can't work it out. So I know that if I'm getting 333 watt hours per mile, I'm getting 3 miles to kilowatt hour. If I'm getting 250, which don't really get that often, I'm getting 4. Anything beyond that is kind of like a bit of a sum. I much prefer miles per kilowatt hour, which is what the Audi shows. And in fact, the Tesla only shows watt hours per mile. In the Audi, you can choose what you see. Let me show you. So on the display here, you can see I'm getting 2.3 miles per kilowatt hour, which is pretty good for the Audi. And the reason I'm getting that is because when I was going south on the A1, filming the earlier part of the video, there was a massive crash north. So I was diverted back down some country lanes, and they'd all had that kind of that gravel resurfacing where you've got the signs that say don't go above 20 miles an hour, there's a skid risk, and there's stones flying out of a picture of a car. So I did 10 miles at 20 miles an hour, which was really good to get the miles per kilowatt hour up. I've seen this under normal driving, and we're in the summer. It's about 16 degrees, but it's about 18 degrees earlier. I've seen it just getting like 1.7 miles per kilowatt hour, just under normal driving. I'm not pushing this car. Anyway, this is about how this car beats the Tesla. So I like miles per kilowatt hour. You can change that. I'll show you here. So that's as simple as going into settings. There's a lot to go through in these menus on this Audi. Measurements. Down here you can see, so it's set to miles per kilowatt hour. You can set it to kilowatt hours per 100 miles, kilometers to kilowatt hours, etc. So miles per kilowatt hour is really what most people use and most people understand. So well done Audi for A, using that system, and B, allowing people to change it if they want to. Well, I hope you've enjoyed this video. I'll put some more videos around me of other videos you might like. If you're not a subscriber, as I've mentioned, please subscribe. And if you haven't liked this video already, please like this video. See you next time.